Here we're going to use one of the new Widups hand-tied boxes. This is in a very soft light grey, but really sturdy box. And the beauty of this is it is so easy to put together. On the bottom of your box here, you've got 3 white strips, and you've got a double-sided sticky tape already on there for you. And you just gently peel those away, and then you just open your box and gently place on top, and that's it, it's ready. It's that easy to do. So it's a real great design, one for convenience, one for speed, but the beauty of it is extremely sturdy and will create a real luxury feel to your hand-tied. So I'm going to move on to make the hand-tied style that's going to be created for this, and we're going to make it in all whites and greens for a Christmas feel. And first of all, we're just going to take a small amount of salal leaf, and we're going to take some of your gypsophilia or million stars as I'm using here, and we're just going to gently create a base ready for the hand-tied style. So we're making a nice cluster of foliage and flowers, and these will just sit gently around the base. So it's quite a compact design that we're going to create to go into this wonderful box, making sure that all my stems are nicely spiraled, and we can then gently move those around. So now we have got that nice neat finish. We're going to add in a little bit of silver foliage just to start to give you that Christmas feel. So we're going to take a selection of wonderful mini white gerbras. We've got some alstroemeria, some wonderful Anastasia blooms, some spray roses and white carnations, and some baubles. And we're first going to start by placing in wonderful white rose, cluster those together into the center of the design, like so. So this is going to give a nice focal area, and then we've got some wonderful green, lime green Anastasia blooms. Gently place either side through the design, and as I'm placing those flowers through, I'm just gently relaxing my hand at the back here. So as I start to place my flowers, you can see you've got that nice tight spiral, which helps to create a real nice stunning hand-tied effect. So we add those couple of alstroemeria, and now we're going to take these white little miniature spray roses, gently add around the outside of the design. A couple of white mini gerbras. So we're going to take 2, and we're going to take 1 to the opposite side, and then we can take some white carnations, add those in. So it's a nice clustered style design. And then we can take 1 green chrysanthemum just to sit on the opposite side, and now we can add in a couple of baubles just to bring in that nice silver effect. Gently just drop gently into your hand-tied, and I'm going to cluster a couple together so it really creates a nice interest into your piece. Now we can just take piece of string, and we're now going to just fasten the hand-tied together. Like so. So there we have a wonderful round hand-tied, clustered hand-tied, ready for your hand-tied gift box. And first of all, we're going to take a couple of cellophanes. Now we're going to wrap the hand tied with the two of the new colours from the Christmas range. We've got a frosted cellophane here with a holly and stars and baubles in silver, which gives you a real nice print on the cellophane. And then we've got this cool grey, which has been printed onto a cellophane, which makes it shiny on the opposite side. So it really gives it a very rich feel to the piece. And now I'm roughly going to cut two pieces of cellophane, approximately about 2 foot across. And we're just going to go through and we're going to turn the cellophane. And we're going to cut that right the way down the middle in half, like so. So that gives us two sections, so we've got a piece of each. And this now allows us to take the frosted, and I'm going to just turn this over so I get the shiny side, so that I can then add the frosted just slightly over, like so. And we're going to fold, so it actually gives me a half moon effect. So it's giving me this nice jagged effect of the cellophane over the design. And we repeat that one more time. So again, start with the frosted on the base and then add the shiny side of this grey on top, so they're just slightly at an angle, and then we can then make that nice look. So you've got that half moon ready to wrap your flowers. So we've got our cellophane ready and we've got our hand tied. So we've got this wonderful scalloped edge of your cellophane, and we take the cellophane over, and that just sits around the outside of the flowers. And we just make sure that it just comes around with enough to be able to take the sellotape just across the top, just to hold in place. And then we can repeat that process with the other half. So we just make sure that the cellophane is in the right position. And this can then gently sit around the opposite side. Again, not pulling too tight, because this allows the cellophane to sit neatly around the outside of your flowers. And then we just take a piece of sellotape, and we're just going to take the sellotape just around that binding point. This makes it much easier when you come to cover the flowers, and this creates this real stunning look around the white design. We're now going to take our box, and we want to measure roughly where we want to sit the flowers into the design, so then we can then trim away any excess of stem. And the best way you can always test is just to make sure that you've got it just right, so it will actually sit into the box itself. So now we're going to take our cellophane and we're going to fold across, and this allows us to give us a nice square. And taking the frosted first onto your tabletop, and then the shiny section on top, and then we can create this nice star effect. And if we fold the cellophane, so if we fold it in half and then across, and then we can just mark the center of the cellophane. This makes it much easier when we find we've got to place our hand tied on top, and now you can see that we've got that nice mark just in the middle. It shows you exactly the center area. And then making sure we have a tie, we can now take our cellophane, and if I just turn this around, we're now taking the cellophane to that tying point, and we're going to just gently catch within the hand, like so. And this allows us then to just gently pull the cellophane perfectly at the back. It creates a real nice neat frill around the outside, and then we can just tie off with our twine. And I'm going to take roughly about 1.5 meters of the white satin ribbon, and with this design we can then just create a simple tie bow. And this can then just be fastened just at the bottom of the design, and then you are ready to aquapat your design, ready to go into your container. So here now we've got quite a simple plain box, but we can really just take that box just a step further by complementing the design by just taking a small piece of ribbon that can actually go down the front. You don't have to go mad. It just adds that extra touch, makes it feel a little bit more exclusive. And I'm just going to add just a small few dots of cold glue straight down the actual ribbon. And these could be prepared in advance, so there's nothing to say that you can't do this, because it could be a special range that you're actually doing at Christmas, and that has just changed the whole look of that box very, very simply by just adding that small touch. And obviously if you have any particular labels, you can also just gently add to the bottom, or any shop identification or any care instructions you can also add to the top of the design. So this really creates a lot of interest, but really creates a very luxury feel to your design and your hand tied.